Veggies. My name is Lauren Wandell, aka The Fit Law. Tonight, I'm here to talk to you about starting a new program. I think that so many people jump in with both feet and they're so excited, right? I mean, how many of you guys have ever been excited to start a new fitness and health program and then you get into it and you have no preparation or you don't know what to expect, and so you completely fall off, you don't know what you're doing, and you get 3 days in and you're like, whatever, screw it, I'm done. So I want to talk about my checklist for like really being on track and making sure that you know what you're doing and you know what you're getting into before you jump into a new health and fitness program. This is either one that you're following that's already laid out for you or one that you're creating on your own. It doesn't really matter. You can still follow the same thing, okay? So I'm calling this my don't fuck it up list just because that's, you know, me. So it's got 5 different points, and honestly there's a lot of information in each one, but I truly believe if you do every single one of these things, you're going to be successful with your new health and fitness program. So I'm starting a new program tomorrow with my husband. It's going to be 3 weeks, and we prepared so much that it's insane. Like, we've prepped so much. And so I've been, if you guys have been following me on Snapchat all day, I've been posting stuff about our food specifically because that's where a lot of people fail, is food. So I've been posting a lot about our prep as far as what food we're going to be eating and how our plans all set out and everything like that. So I'm going to go over everything kind of step by step, go through the 5 points that I have, and then any questions that you have I'll answer at the end. So the very first thing, it seems so stupid easy, but you would be surprised how many people don't do this. Please read your program and know it in and out. So when you get it or you create it, I don't care where if you create your own, then people are pulling it from all over the internet, right? But if you actually get a specific program that you're following, please read it. I don't know how many times I have gotten into this with someone and they just don't read it. They just don't read their program. I'm like, well, what did you see in the meal guide? What's your calorie bracket? And they're like, I don't know. And I'm like, I'm just doing the workouts. And I'm like, you have to read the program, okay, guys? As soon as I get, one of the main reasons that I still buy a physical program is because I like to hold it in my hands. I like to have the meal plan. I like to have all the little flyers with the information and the links and everything that I need, because for me specifically, like, I like to be able to flip through this and read through it and mark in it and write in it, and I can print them out, but it's just not the same. So for me, I still, even though I'm streaming these online, just like Netflix now, I still buy a physical program because to me, I'm like, I want to have all of the information. So the very first thing that I tell my new clients and customers is that you need to read this book. So specifically the meal plan. So the one that we're starting is a sports agility program, and it comes with all the DVDs already in it, right? So our workouts are already laid out, and it comes with all the information, like the Start Here guide and like the before and afters, how to take your measurements, all that stuff. So I read through all of this. I feel like this is such easy information, but so many people don't do it. It makes me crazy. I'm like, did you read your meal plan? Well, no, I skimmed it. If you're skimming your meal plan, you're not that serious about it, okay? So I immediately read my meal plan from back to front, from back to front, from back to front. And one of the pro tips that I have for you guys is while you're reading a meal plan or you're like sitting down and going through your information, write down your questions. Write down like what your notes are, especially if you're working with a coach, someone like me. If you're working with a team of people, guarantee that other people have the same questions that you do. So write them down. Don't get stuck 3 days in and you're like, oh, what was the answer to that? Or crap, what does this mean? Know them ahead of time. So sit down with a piece of paper and a pen and write down your questions that have to do with your meal plan, okay? I would love to just see some hearts. Let me know if you're here with me. So know your program in and out. It seems really simple, but honestly, it's probably where people falter the most, is just like not starting off on the right foot. When I did Whole30 a long time ago, it's not a Beachbody program, but I did Whole30. I've done a couple rounds. The very first thing that I give people information on when they ask me how to get started is I say you need to buy the book. And that seems like such a simple thing, but they're like, oh, but I can just pull it off Pinterest. And I'm like, girl, Pinterest, no. Like, you can you? Yes. Are you probably going to be successful? Probably not, because you haven't put any effort into it, right? One of the things is, like, you got to have some skin in the game, either time or money or some kind of investment, because if you're not investing in this at all with any part of your, like, time or effort or whatever, you're not going to get anywhere. I'm just telling you right now, like, nothing is easy, especially when it comes to health and fitness. That's why quick fixes they don't work, okay? So put some skin in the game, put your time and effort into this, and actually make a freaking commitment and read your damn program. Did I say that enough times? Read your effing program. Okay, I want to talk about workouts. So when you're starting a new set of workouts, for me specifically, I have this all laid out. Like, this is easy. Like, they give me a calendar and they say, do this on Monday, do this on Tuesday, do this on Thursday. It's super, super simple. If you're not doing this, if you're creating your own or you're working on a couple different programs or whatever, just write them down, make a calendar for yourself. I really truly believe that there is some kind of like, you know, brain connection with like marking things off on a calendar. So one of my favorite things is after I finish my workout, what I do is I like to have the physical calendar because I don't like to like mark them all up. So what I do is I'll put sticky notes on each of them, and then when I'm done, I'll put a check mark on it. But if you're like a big into like just writing on it, you can do that too. But there is something to say about just like marking it off. It's like a sense of accomplishment. You're like, damn, I'm awesome. I did my workout. But whether you're following a program like this or you're writing your own, it doesn't matter. Have a specific calendar. Be prepared. It's just like meal prepping. If you don't know what's coming tomorrow, you could get to tomorrow and just be like, well, I don't know what I'm doing anyway, so I'm just not going to do it, right? It's too easy to not do it. So have some kind of program like written out or whatever. The other thing is make sure that you have your equipment that you need. You know, it's really not fun to try to do pull-ups if you don't have a pull-up bar. For me specifically, like I know that I need the agility markers for this program. I know I need weights. I know I need a sandbag, you know, optional sandbag. So I got all of that and I made sure that I had it all beforehand. If you read your material, you know what equipment you need, right? So going back to number one, if you read your material, you'll know what kind of equipment you need. But make sure that you have it, because again, if you're going to do deadlifts and you don't have any weights, or if you don't have heavy enough weights, you're not gonna be able to get anywhere with it, okay? Pro tip for this too. With your workouts, I talked about this a few days ago with reward systems. I am physically using a meal plan like this, and I'm putting little sticky notes. I'm doing two different colors. Orange is for me, or orange is for Brandon, and pink is for me. And we're doing little rewards at the end of the week. So at the end of week 1, Brandon's going to get new t-shirts. I'm going to buy a new blouse. Week 2 and week 3, we're going to get little tiny prizes that are not food related, just to know that we have something coming, right? Like there's something at the end of the week for us to look forward to. And I'm going to hang this on the wall right in front of where I work out. It's right in my living room. I don't care who sees it. They can know that I'm a crazy workout lady. I don't care. I want to walk out into my living room where I work out every single day and see my workouts on the wall, okay? So put it where you can see it. Please do not hide it in your bathroom. If you've ever worked out in your bathroom, I would like to see the video, but I'm guaranteeing you're not. So please don't put it in your bathroom. Put it where you work out so that you know you're actually going to go down there or into your basement or out in your garage or wherever. You need to actually go there, right? Okay, so make sure that you have it wherever it is that you're working out. So the third one is probably what you guys are most excited to hear about, which is meal planning, because you know how much I love to meal prep. So meal planning and meal prepping are two different things. When you start a new program, you need to meal plan. This is where everybody falls. What do you guys hear all the time? It's 80% nutrition. How many of you guys actually follow the nutrition? Actually, why don't you give me, what's your biggest struggle when it comes to starting a new health and fitness program? Is it the workouts? Is it your time? Is it your energy? Is it your motivation? Is it what is it that you feel like you fail on? Because I would say 90% of the time people say nutrition. So when I talk about meal planning, if you go to the blog post that's in the top of this little description, I have a template for a blank meal plan that you can actually physically write out. Right, you can actually physically write out your meals, your breakfast, your snack, your lunch, your snack, your dinner, and an optional snack after dinner if you need something like that, okay? But there is a meal plan that you can print out, physically print out and hold your hands. Just like having a workout calendar on the wall, putting a meal plan on the fridge that you've physically written out and knowing what's coming tomorrow and the next day and the next day, having it there to look at, it's gonna be so much easier to stay on track. Put the time and effort into writing a meal plan. And one thing I'm going to say is a lot of people tell me, they're like, it's too overwhelming. I'm like, is it overwhelming to be upset about where you are physically? Because that was overwhelming to me. I was so overwhelmed that I couldn't get off the couch. I was depressed and I was sad and I was really not liking my body. That was overwhelming to me. Writing a meal plan is not overwhelming. You are putting your mindset in the wrong place. You need to be looking at it and going, I'm gonna look so good. This meal plan is gonna help me be sexy. Like, you need to change your mindset and look at it as like, this is gonna help me get healthier. So it's not overwhelm. We don't do overwhelm, okay? That's like my new favorite thing to say. Now, when it comes to meal prep, this is where I think a lot of other people say this too. They're like, I don't do meal prep. I'm like, well, then you're dumb. Like, because meal prep is one of the most important things. So I'm gonna start with water, which is something that I suck at. I suck at it. But what I did is I bought these gallons of water and I wrote our names on them. And then what I'm going to do, actually, maybe because I'm crazy, but I'm going to pour the water out into like another container, and I'm going to actually measure how much water I'm supposed to be drinking per day and put a giant line on it, because I don't need a full gallon. That's way too much for me. Not that really, too much water is a problem, but I'm supposed to be drinking like a certain amount of ounces per day. I think it's like 70 or something like that. So I'm going to mark where 70 ounces is, so I know I have to get at least that much in, okay? And then I did one for my husband as well, and it says, Brandon, drink your fucking water. And he's gonna bring it to work. So water is something that a lot of people struggle with. So these are like $1. They're a freaking $1 at the store. Get a bottle of distilled water, and you can use this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And if you're like, but Lauren, I want to drink out of a water bottle, then bring a water bottle with you and fill it up out of your gallon, right? Like, okay, we're not doing your excuses, all right? Buy a gallon of water. It's the easiest way. You're starting on a Monday, right? And then you have this gallon of water through your 3 weeks, your 6 weeks, whatever. And you know what you can do if you're really into like tracking is do little squares with the amount of days that you have, right? Write it in Sharpie and then cross it out and be like, today I drank my water. Tomorrow yesterday I drank my water. Like, show how many days you actually emptied this, okay? Now I want to go into more of the prep. So a couple things that I did, guys, let me just tell you, if you have not been to my Snapchat and seen my fridge, I went crazy. Like, I literally went crazy. There are so many vegetables on this meal plan, it's ridiculous. Like, way more than we've ever done before. So I went a little freaking nuts. And I actually individually portioned our vegetables, and then I labeled them for the day. So this says B, Tuesday. And this one says Brandon, Wednesday. So I know that he needs at least one veggie serving to take as like a snack throughout the day. So I went through and I did snap peas and carrots and cauliflower, and I did one for me and I did one for Brandon. And so he has a side in the drawer that's all labeled, and I was like Monday, Tuesday through, like I did Monday through Sunday, and I put them in there. But seriously, this is a great idea. Like, if you are really big and grab and go, like, this is such an easy thing. You measure it out, you pour it in a bag, and then I'm just gonna reuse these. Like, there's vegetables in here, right? Like, next week I'll just fill them up and then add it to the back of the line. It's super easy. But it's really nice to just have it already prepped, so that when he grabs his lunch tomorrow, he can just grab it and go, and he doesn't have to worry about it, okay? So that's one thing that we did. And now I gotta make sure that these go back in the right spot. So the next things, let me get some of these out to show you guys. When I said that I over-prepped, I was not kidding. Okay, I'm just going to show you guys this for now. And there's way more where this came from. All right, so a couple things. Number one of the things that we're eating in the morning is Greek yogurt. So I bought these little individual Chobani. These are non-fat, just plain Greek yogurt. These are a serving size. So for me, it's really nice because I can just grab one and I'm done, right? So prepped, congratulations, I'm prepped. That's just smart, right? Now, a couple things that I do is there's some things on my meal plan that are free, right? They don't count. It's like if you do Weight Watchers ever and you have stuff that's worth 0 points, it's the same thing. So one of those things is garlic, and so I just chopped up a ton of garlic and I put it in this thing and I put it in the fridge. Why? Because it's really easy to just throw into my cooking, right? I can just be like, oh, need some flavor, add some garlic. The other thing that's free is it's peppers, and so I have a habanero that I roasted the other day. Again, if you follow me on Snapchat, you saw me do that. And I roasted it the other day, and I kept it in the fridge, and then I chopped it up and just put it in there. And this is for my husband specifically. He likes spicy eggs and stuff like that. So in the morning now, he's already got roasted and cut up habanero peppers. No, it's poblanos. Sorry, it's poblanos. He's got poblanos that are already cooked and ready to go, and he can just throw them in, right? Good. Now, a couple other things. I'm going to start putting stuff back as I show you it. Now, the other thing I did is dressings for salad. So a lot of people will only make one. I always make two, mainly because I like to have variety, and I'm doing two different, it's me and Brandon, and so like some days I'm like, I'm not feeling that, I want something else. So I do 2 different dressings, and this makes a lot. So I've just put them in mason jars. For those of you who don't know, you don't need to like whisk dressing in a big bowl. Just pour all the ingredients in a mason jar, and you just shake, and you're good. So I made a honey balsamic and a creamy garlic. So I have 2 salad dressings that are good to go. They're in bigger containers, and then all we need to do is pour them in a little Tupperware, and he can take them to work. I can portion it out. We're good to go. So I made 2 different salad dressings. I'm telling you, just make 2. Don't make 6, make 2. Then you have options, and you're not bored, but you also are going to actually use it all, okay? So that was number 2. Now the other thing, pretty similar to my garlic, is onion does count towards calories in my program, but I just cut up some onion. Again, it's one of those things that it's like, if you dice an onion, you're gonna use it. I use it for eggs. I use it to, I'm like, ooh, that could use onion. Like everything uses onion, right? We go through so many freaking onions. Keep some chopped up in your fridge, guys. Like, it's easy. All you're doing is, I'm not cooking everything. That's the misconception, is people think that you have to like cook and portion out all of your meals. You don't have to do that. I don't do that. I don't cook like half of what I'm using. I cut it up because I like to have freshly cooked food. So what I do is I do the prep work that usually takes me a lot of time at night when I'm making dinner. I just do that ahead of time, so then when I'm ready and I walk in the door and I don't feel like cooking, I'm like, okay, I got my veggies, I got my protein, I'm good to go. It takes me 20 minutes to get dinner together because all I'm doing is throwing things on a sheet pan and putting it in the oven. Okay, so keep onions in your fridge. Getting down to the end, I promise. Another thing is, we needed so much spinach. I have a full thing of spinach and a full thing of lettuce. It's insane. But what I did is I washed everything, I put 2 towels in, and then I put the spinach in the middle. This is gonna keep for the entire week. And I did this because what it does is it's gonna absorb the moisture and it's gonna avoid the wilting, right? You know, you get like the wilty, gross spinach. I washed it, and then I put paper towels in because the moisture is gonna be drawn to that, okay? So that's good. 3 more. Now, just like I did those small vegetables, I also did big ones. So this is for Thursday night. I cut and portioned the vegetables for me and my husband. My kids will probably eat something different, honestly. My kids won't eat Brussels sprouts. I wish I could say that they did, but they don't. But I just cut up our vegetables. So there's nothing on these. They're just literally cut up Brussels sprouts. But it says Thursday, dinner. And so when I'm ready to come home, I throw these on a sheet pan, I season them, I put them in the oven, done. Right? This is the time, this is what takes the most time. Okay? Washed my vegetables and fruit, right? Easy. Like, I didn't do anything to the blueberries. I just washed them and put them in a container. It takes me 5 minutes, but now I don't have to do it every day. Last one, I promise. Same thing with carbs. This is like the one thing I actually physically cooked 2 things. I cooked chicken and and protein. I have a steak back there too. And then I cooked butternut squash. So I have them and they're ready to go. I'm going to be making salads with these. Now, throughout the week, I will be putting salads together. So tonight, before Brandon goes to work tomorrow, I will put a salad together for him. I have a bowl, and all week, that's going to be his bowl for his food. So we're going to put everything in the night before, and then in the morning, he can take it with him. Easy. Like, he'll be able to grab and go. And I'll be able to do the same thing. So much of this is freaking preparation, guys. If you don't like to cook, use your crock pot. Like, use your crock pot. I had a rump roast that was left over, so I just threw some onions and spices and I cooked it down for 8 hours. I'm gonna shred that and we're gonna use it for salad all week. If you're not a big cook, you don't have to do that. Go buy a rotisserie chicken, pull the skin off, and you're good to go. You have protein. I would say protein and carbs are the 2 biggest things that are hard. You can buy pre-cut up, butternut squash and sweet potatoes. You can buy those at the store. There's a difference between not wanting to cook and just being lazy. If you can't put something on a sheet pan and put olive oil on it and stick it in an oven for 20 minutes, it's not that you don't like to cook, you're just being lazy. That takes no effort at all, okay? So you can do this, it's just planning, okay? So meal prep and plan, it's probably the most important and maybe takes the most time. But now, guys, I literally have to do nothing else the rest of the week. Like, it's gonna take me no time at all. I spent 3.5 hours in the kitchen. Yes, it seems like a lot, but I spent 3.5 hours in the kitchen. I spent way less money than I would if I would have gone out to eat 3 times this week, which is pretty normal for most people. And now I'm prepared with healthy food for me and my husband and my kids for the entire week, okay? So number 4, I want you to set your expectations when you start a new program. What I mean by this is quick fixes don't exist. I don't know where the term the quick fix came from because it doesn't exist. And one of the worst things I think that I hear from new people that are starting a program is, I only lost 3 pounds this week. If those words ever come out of your mouth, you need to suck them back in before I hear them, because I will smack you upside your head. There's no such thing as only losing a certain amount of weight or only losing a certain amount of inches. I had a girl do this to me last week. She said that, she was like, I'm so depressed, I only lost 3 pounds. I'm like, you know that if you lose 3 pounds a week for the rest of the year, that's 156 pounds that you would lose. Do that math. So if you only lose 1 pound a week for the entire year, that's 52 pounds a year. That's 52 pounds. That's a small child that you have lost just by being consistent. We all have this thing in our minds where, you can drop weight like that, but it's not reality. And if you think it's going to come off like that, then guess what? It's going to go right back on. just as fast, okay? And that's why people yo-yo diet so often. It's just because it has nothing to do with the kind of diet they're following. It has everything to do with the fact that they're not being consistent and they're not doing it for a long enough time. So I want you to set your expectation. You need to know that this isn't, you're not just doing this 1 week and then never ever doing it again. Am I saying that you can never eat a cookie? No, I freaking love cookies. But I'm also saying, like, if you're eating that 80-20 rule, it's not just with your food or your fitness, it's with your life. Like 80% of the time, if you're being healthy, you're gonna be good. You're gonna be getting to your weight loss goals, you're gonna feel better, you're gonna have better energy, you're gonna be a better parent, you're gonna be a better wife, you're gonna be better all around in your life. If 80% of the time you're putting that healthy foot forward, okay? So set your expectations. Know what you're expected to do over the 3 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever, how long your program is. And then a pro tip for this is if you really struggle with mindset, get a book. Y'all, like, there are so many books out there. The Compound Effect, I did a live video on this the other day, is an amazing book, and I would highly recommend it to anybody that's having struggles with staying consistent. If you are one person that falls off the wagon a lot, put the work in, read a book, and get your mind right. Because a lot of times it's not that you can't do it, it's that your mind is stopping you. You are not in a good mindset. So get a book and fix it, right? Work on yourself, okay? So that's my little pro tip. Now the last thing, and this is probably my biggest rule when it comes to starting a fitness journey, is you need to track your progress, but not overly track your progress. And what I mean by that is when you start a program, and you're all gonna hate me for saying this, take your before pictures. Take them, take them, take them. Because I can tell you right now, you're gonna be so freaking happy in 3 months when you come to me and you send me your before and afters and you're like, oh my God, Lauren, I wanted to puke when I took these, but I'm so freaking happy that I did because now I get to send them to you and I can look back. When I ask people how far they've come in the journey and they can't tell me, it's because they didn't track. So when you start a program, I can tell you right now, you don't have skin in the game if you haven't read your program, if you haven't done the meal prep, if you haven't set up your workout space and all that shit. But really, when you really have skin in the game, it's when you take your before pictures. People hate doing them. Why? Because it makes us feel like crap, right? And I know that's bad, but it's true. It makes us feel self-conscious and it sucks. But you know what else it does? It motivates the hell out of you to change what you see, okay? If you don't like what you're seeing in the mirror, then, you know, number one, that's in your head and you need to change your mind. Or number two, you can do something about it by putting your healthy foot forward. But you need to take the pictures. Take the pictures and track take your measurements. On the blog, I did put a video. I attached a video of how to take your measurements properly. So if you ever, you don't know where you're supposed to measure, I put all of those up there for you, okay? So you can go and look at those. But track your results. Now, the one thing I'm going to say that I really encourage my challengers and people that do my support groups is that they are only allowed to pick 1 day a week to weigh in, all right? So if you're a chronic weigher, stop it. Stop. You're not going to lose 10 pounds overnight. You know why? Because it's not a quick fix. It's a lifestyle change. So you are officially allowed, and I'm giving you permission to weigh yourself 1 day a week. So you pick a day, I don't care what day of the week it is, but you consistently are able to weigh yourself and take your measurements 1 day a week. For pictures, you are either allowed to do the beginning and end of a program, okay? Or you can do it once a month. So the first of the month is a really good place to go. But you may only weigh yourself 1 day a week. So I call that Saturday. It doesn't have to be Saturday. But, we do ours on Sunday in my groups. We weigh ourselves and check in and do, put on our measurements and everything like that on Sundays. That is our Saturday. Other than that, your scale is in your closet. It's in your trunk. If you cannot help yourself but get up and get on the scale every single day, you need to have somebody be in control of that. Put it in a closet and lock the door and give it to your husband. I don't care. Do not chronically weigh yourself, because if you step on the scale and you see that the weight has gone up 2.2 pounds and you want to cry, that's why you don't do it, because then you're getting to the point where you're like, oh my gosh, what's going on? I don't know. Oh, it's not working. I've been eating healthy for a whole 12 hours and I've gained 0.2 pounds and it can't be working. No, there's 100 different factors, right? Number one, maybe you drank a ton of water. Or maybe you are gaining muscle, or maybe, I don't know, you ate too late last night and your body hasn't digested it all yet, or maybe you ate something before you weighed yourself, or maybe you didn't weigh yourself consistently, or give it a week. Give it 7 freaking days. Do not look at your scale, okay? But please track your progress. I can tell you one of my biggest regrets that I have is I get these comments from you guys a lot. You use the same before pictures, and I'm like, it's not on purpose. It's literally because I have to scour my phone and scour and look for these before pictures because I was so camera shy that I did not have any pictures. I have like 6 good before pictures of me, and the rest of them I can't find because I refused to have them taken. So take your pictures. Take them, take them, take them. And if you need somebody to send them to me, okay? If you need somebody that but you need to share them with another person. So I have my women post in our private accountability groups with their before and after pictures, but personally, you need to send them to somebody, okay? You can't just take them and put them on your phone. Give them to somebody else, and it's gonna scare the crap out of you, but it's all private, and you know what? You're gonna be so freaking happy when you send those afters and they go, oh my God, look at you. Okay, so if you need somebody to hold you accountable, find that person, whether it's your best friend, your mother. I wouldn't ideally make it your spouse, just saying, but best friend, your mother, you know, an accountability partner that you found online, I don't care, but share them with someone else, okay? So those are my 5 tips. Know your program, do your workouts, and figure out how to plan your workouts. Meal plan and prep, set your expectations, and then the number 5 is track your progress. So if you guys want to see my journey, go ahead and head over to my Snapchat. It's just the Fit Law, all one word. I'm going to be posting about my food and my meal plan all throughout the week. And I also will be, diving a little bit more in depth on how I'm doing with my water intake and everything like that. I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I will be posting my results every week on Instagram as well. So I'll be posting my pictures, even though I know I said to do it once a month. I'm sharing them with you guys. So I'm going to be doing my progress pictures weekly on Instagram. So that is also just the Fit Law. So go ahead and check me out there. For the full blog post, click the link above. All right, guys, I will see you later. I love you. Goodbye.